now, Resistance fans, Matt Haywood here from the Star Wars Time Show to recap and review Star Wars Resistance Breakout, aka S2 E13. The episode begins with the reveal that Yeager, CB, and Sonara have been captured by Agron, the bounty hunter, but Pyre is none too pleased because he didn't get Kaz and Norvath, so he commands the hunter to track them down to get his payment. Doza checks in with Kaz, and Kaz tells him about their perils, but Doza warns him that he will jump the Colossus out of Dodge without them if need be, so Kaz works on a plan. Meanwhile, back in Happy Town, Pyre is torturing CB to get intel, while Tierney works over Yeager and Sonara in some torture racks. While his friends are getting electrocuted, Kaz tells Norvath his plan, which is to once again dress like stormtroopers so they can sneak on board the First Order craft and get their friends. Unfortunately, Norvath has a shrieking problem, so he yells out while they wrap their planning session, which causes a trooper to give chase. They hide in some purple guy's house against his will, but yet again, Norvath lets out a shriek, so the troopers find them once again, but not before Kaz and Norvath knock them out with some blunt force trauma to their heads. We check back in with Agron, who uses a listening device to spy on the newly dressed Kaz and Norvath, so he knows they're dressed as troopers. Back with the First Order, Tierney continues to torture Yeager, but he doesn't budge. We then see that Agron has found the good guys' landing craft, so he breaks in and sets up a signal trace so he can pinpoint the location of the Colossus for Pyre, which he does before Doza can kill the signal as he tells Tora he will jump if they're found out. Agron gives Pyre the coordinates, so their Star Destroyer heads towards the Colossus, but it jumps to hyperspace before it can be blasted. Back on the planet's surface, Kaz and Norvath run into Pyre, but Kaz stun blasts them so they don't get caught. At the same time, CB gets herself free with some impressive droid ball ninja maneuvers, so she goes in search of the rest of the gang. Kaz and Norvath rescue Yeager and Sonara, but when he calls to Doza, there's no reply, so they head to their shuttle. Agron attacks them when they enter, but they lock him on the ship so they can escape. He eventually breaks free and flashbangs them, but just as he's about to smack Kaz, CB pilots the shuttle into him and then sends him flying with some exhaust. A TIE squadron picks up with the attack, but just as it appears as the shuttle is going to get blasted, the Aces show up and escort it into space. Unfortunately, 3 more squadron of TIE fighters begin pursuit, but then Doza jumps in with the Colossus to allow his pilots to land before he jumps away again to get away. Back on the Colossus, Miller time is being celebrated, so Norvath asks Kaz to leave with him to join the Resistance, but he passes to stay with his friends. The end. Considering Breakout was a culmination of a 2-part episode, it felt a bit differently than most episodes of Resistance. I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, because it was a fairly tense episode, and it definitely kept a laser focus on the whole First Order / Resistance plotline, but something felt a bit flat with it too. I think this feeling is a result of the Kaz and Norvath thread, which mostly saw them sneaking around and not doing much until the end of the episode. They just felt like lost puppies for the first half or so, which made most of their scenes a bit forgettable. Although, like I said, this episode kept a firm focus on the core season narrative, so I can't complain too much. Episodes like this that portray little fights with the First Order and the Fringe Resistance are always great for lore building, so while some of the character moments were a bit dull, it kept pushing our heroes and villains closer and closer to the inevitable final showdown between the forces of Resistance good and evil. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, please consider subbing to our YouTube channel. We'd also love for you to join in with our weekly Star Wars podcast, so use the links in this video's description or head to StarWarsTime.net to subscribe to the platform of your choice. There's always time for Star Wars time, and remember, if you listen to the Star Wars Time Show, the Force will be with you, always.